Okay, the final part to Chapter 4, Section 11. We actually talked a lot about this earlier in the very beginning. So, prior to 1960, no one really cared about air pollution. It wasn't until the 60s where all the stupid hippies were like, oh man, our air, man, what are we gonna do about the air? And in the 1970s, the Clean Air Act was created to regulate pollution from industry and automobiles. 7 years later, they put more strict controls. Then in 1990, the Clean Air Act had a different amendments. So again, it was a major overhaul and they strengthening the act. They included different particulates like the ozone, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, all the different pollutants we talked about. They put down the regulations about how many parts per million, parts per billion there should be. Then, after 1990, the Clean Air Act either got, stronger regulations or weaker regulations, kind of depending on the social climate, what was society like at the time, and who was in charge. Was it Democrats in charge or Republicans in charge? Because Democrats tend to strengthen the regulations. One of the themes about Democrats is they're, pro-environment, whereas Republicans aren't. Republicans aren't anti-environment. They just want weaker government regulations so that industry can grow. But when industries grow and have very little regulations, then they create a lot of pollutants. So, again, after 1990, either things were added that made the Clean Air Act stronger or weaker, depending on who was in charge of the White House. But pollution is a major issue. Okay, urban areas today are afflicted with air pollution, and that drifts over rural, different little farm areas. Here in Cincinnati, many times if you drive on Norwood Lateral in the summer, you'll have electronic signs that say air quality alerts, fill up your gas tanks after sunset, carpool, or make just one trip, combine all your errands in one trip, don't drive as much. Smog, this is crazy. The smog that's created in LA drifts all the way to Colorado. Norway is afflicted from which is way up north, by the way, of Europe. It's like northern Europe. Gets afflicted with pollution from Germany and England, which is crazy, absolutely crazy. Most major cities around the world have suffered serious episodes of air pollution. Like I said, here in Cincinnati, we have issues of air pollution. A pollutant is a chemical in the wrong place at the wrong concentration. Pollution also kind of leads to scientists call global warming. We don't really call it global warming anymore. Now it's like climate change. The big word is climate change, or extreme weather, or global extremes sometimes. The preferred term now is climate change. There's no question, both Democrats and Republicans both know for a fact that the Earth's getting warmer. The question is whether or not humans are the reason. The overwhelming evidence says yes. The amount of industry, the amount of pollution that humans have created have caused or is causing a climate change. Now, how we're going to go about to fix this is the issue we're trying to work on. But there's so many people who just refuse to not believe in it, but refuse to accept it, because then that hurts their political gain. They're working for a company, a corporation that doesn't want regulations, because if they have regulations, then it costs the company a lot more money to produce their product. So just FYI on that one, not to get all political or anything. So there you go. Pollution is a global issue, and it's one of the main causes for climate change that we're experiencing today.